Hello, I'm excited to be bringing back another episode of Back to the Basics with RPW Gaming. Hey everyone, I am RPW, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I think you're going to love what we have to share here. Now, the first thing I want to let you all know is that this is a basic guide that's going to start out for a lower level player. So if you're low level, you are on the right video. Be sure to watch the ones prior to this and the ones building up as you grow. If you're a larger level player, feel free to add some comments below for the lower level players to get some tips from you, as well as sharing this with anybody in your team that might be new. Let me make your job much easier with these videos. So today we're going to be discussing building smart from the smart. So this is for the novice builder. Now, today I'm going to break it down as the 5 biggest base mistakes and how you can avoid them from the start. Now, what I mean by this is I'm not going to tell you how to build your base. You know, you're little, you're going to be just starting out, playing with it, whatever. But if you can avoid the 5 biggest mistakes that others have made prior to you, then you're going to be able to really build your base more properly and smart so that you are not messing up majorly. There's plenty, though. There's plenty more outside of this. This is just the 5 biggest. Number 1, building crap towers. And what I mean by this is there is the trebuchet, the ballista, the totem, and questionably at this point, even the lightning towers that are things that you don't really need to build. I mean, there will be a quest reward that says build a trebuchet, take it to level 5 or something like that. I get it. You can do that for your little reward. But after that, just put it in storage. Don't deal with it. It is junk. So that is a big one. And the reason is because these towers tend to not have a lot of punch to the pack. Like they don't really do a lot of damage. And a lot of dragons, especially in your level, are going to have a lot of resistance to these. So for me, I would say stay away from these because you will eventually want to change these over to what they call elemental towers in the future. The wind totem, for example, is another one because it tends to only have an effect on one specific dragon, and there's other ways to get that buff that you want. And the lightning tower, like I said, it is questionably not one of the better towers anymore, so I would avoid building more than 2 of those if you can avoid them. You know what I mean? I know you're gonna have to still build things in order to get up to those elementals. Now, number 2, unlock and build on all the islands. Guys, here's the thing. I understand that it's super tempting to unlock all those islands, but it isn't a race. Like, it's not like who can get all of them done first. That's going to make me bigger or whatever. Trust me, it is not the case. You are better off to leave those locked up so that you don't accidentally push yourself to overextend your island. Now, when that happens, if you slowly undo it, just remember, never, ever, ever waste any timers, especially once you get past that first small island, because again, you're not looking at getting into these parts of your island for a long time. You're better to build up instead of out. So keep that in mind whenever you're building your base, that those little areas beyond that first section is not as important as you realize. So please, please, please don't make that mistake that many of us have made. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the third thing, which is ignoring the dragon perches. Now, as a smaller level player, you're going to have smaller tiered dragons on these. They're not going to do a lot for you. And I wouldn't say go through and build them all really quickly. It's going to be the same aspect as if you're building any other defensive tower for your base. But as these grow, they become very useful, and they can make your base so much stronger. So keep that in mind whenever you're building your base. You do want to build those perches. You do want to build those up because they're going to give added power to your base. They're going to add buffs to your base. And then you're going to be able to put things like defense riders on there, which not only defend your base better, but it's going to help you over an atlas as well. So keep that in mind. You do want to build up those perches, and you'd rather build one up than build several of them. And another good thing about this is during things like the feeding event, you're going to be able to feed that thing. You know what I mean? You're going to put out a little bit of food on it, feed it, feed it, feed it. And that is going to give you points towards that event as well. Right, so number 4 on my list, of course, is going to be building way too many flaks. Now, what I mean by this is flaks are what you call elemental towers, and you have to have elemental embers in order to build them and level them. And the more you have would mean the more elemental embers that you're going to need, which becomes harder and harder to attain enough in order to max those flaks out. You're better off to have, 2 or 3 maxed flak towers than to have, 5 or 6, just average leveled towers. So remember that whenever it comes to these, when it comes to any of the elementals, that those are a little harder to come by than just lumber, for example. So try to keep it short and try to keep, things a little bit more evened on yourself when it comes to your resources. And with all the changes coming into the game, elemental embers are going to be even harder to get unless, for example, you get the base boost. So again, keep that in mind whenever you're building these, because they can become very expensive things to build on your base. Now, as for number 5, the last one, this is a huge one in my opinion too, which is ignoring non-defense towers. I get it. The building event is here. The fortification event, sorry. The fort is here, and you are so tempted. You want to get your base stronger and make yourself even harder to be beat. Well, again, as I've said in other videos, there will always be someone who could beat your base because either A, they're ahead on dragons, B, they've got that particular dragon that can kill your base, or C, they're amazing flyers. So don't think like that. And I get that it's easy to get those points off of elementals, but never, ever, ever, ever skip out on things like your farms, your mills, and of course your main land items. So the towers out there that I'm talking about, like for example, you see I'm on the sheep, I need to upgrade my builder's hut first. I'm going to get great points from those little things there, but the big thing is you want to always make sure that you keep these things on your main island leveled up as much as possible. This is going to decide how far you can go up in your breeding. It's going to decide how much resources you can hold, how much gold you can hold over an atlas if you have atlas. So this is a big one, guys, a big key factor here. Anyways, I hope this helps you build your base smart. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to build it, especially this low end level, because everybody has a right to build their base how they want to. But by using these 5 big mistakes, you can prevent yourself from making those same mistakes whenever you go through and decide how you want yours built. Anyways, guys, if you have any other things you would like to add, other mistakes you've seen, be sure to put that in the comment section below so that the other beginners can take from that because, well, we all are here to support one another. All right, guys, I will see you guys next time. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give my video a thumbs up.